Dear students, welcome to the video lecture class on power generation and economics. Today I am going to discuss under module 2 the steam power plant. The bit today I am going to discussing are merits and demerits of plants, selection of site, working of steam plant. A generating station which converts heat energy of coal combustion into electrical energy is known as steam power station. The steam power station is nothing but the thermal power station. Okay, a generating station which converts heat energy of coal. Okay, after combustion of coal, the steam it will be generated, that it will be given to the steam turbine, and turbine generates mechanical power, and turbines coupled with alternator, and electrical power is generated. Okay, such power plant is called steam power station or thermal power plant. Now, steam is produced in the boiler by utilizing the heat of coal combustion. The steam is then expanded in the prime mover, that is steam turbine, and is condensed in a condenser to be fed into the boiler again. The steam turbine drives the alternator which converts mechanical energy of the turbine into electrical energy. It means what it will happens here after burning the coal, okay, heat of the coal combustion, it gives a steam. Okay, that steam is expanded in the prime mover. It's nothing but prime mover is nothing but here turbine. Okay, and once it will be comes out from the turbines, it will be condensed. Cooling towers they are used, condensed, and again it will be fed back to the boiler again. The steam turbine drives the alternator which converts mechanical energy of the turbine into electrical energy. Now, next bit is merits of steam power plant. First one is the fuel is nothing but here it is used is coal is quite cheap. Second one is initial cost as compared to the other generating stations. If you are comparing with hydropower plant, its initial cost is less. It can be installed at any place, okay, irrespective of existence of coal. The coal can be transported through the rail or by road. Okay, it requires less space compared to the hydroelectric power station. The cost of generation is lesser than that of diesel power station, because here diesel is used as a fuel, here it is coal is used. Hence, what it will be happens, the cost of generation in thermal power plant is less as compared to the diesel power plant. Demerits of steam plants: it pollutes the atmosphere due to the production of large amount of smoke and fumes. Okay. It is costlier in running cost as compared to the hydroelectric plant. Hydroelectric plant, if you are comparing, the fuel is used here is coal, where hydroelectric power plant water is used to generate mechanical power. Okay. So hence it is costlier. Which one is costlier? The thermal power plant is costlier as compared to the hydroelectric power plant. Next bit is selection of site for steam plants. First one is supply of fuel. Okay. The steam power station should be located near the coal mines, so the transportation cost of fuel is minimum. Okay, if it will be away from the coal mines, the facility should be exist for transportation of coal. Okay. Next one is availability of water. Where coal is not available, then care should be taken adequate facility for the transportation of coal. Sorry, here this is continuation. Availability of water is one more point. Please note it. Okay. First one is supply of fuel. Okay. So where it will be located, nearby the mines it will be located, means what it will be happen, so the transportation cost can be minimized. If it is away from the mines, coal mines, then facility should be exit transportation facility. Okay. Next one is availability of water. Second one is availability of water. So as water is required to generate the steam, so the plant should be located, or site should be located in such a place where the water is enough or ample of water is available. Third one is transportation of facilities. Okay. Transportation is nothing but here the materials, machinery, items are transported, right? So that it should have a good adequate transportation facilities. Okay. Next one is the site selection, cost and type of land. The bearing capacity of the ground should be adequate because the heavy equipments such as turbine, alternators could be installed, right? So what it is required here, the bearing capacity should be adequate, and land is should be cheap, and further extension should possible. Okay. So this is the point need to be considered when selecting the site for thermal power plant. Fifth point is nearness to load center. Nearness to load center. In order to reduce the transmission cost, okay, because if it is nearness to the consumers, so our load centers, what it will happen, the transmission cost can be reduced. If AC supply system adopted, this factor becomes relatively less important, because as compared with DC power system. Okay, I will read out here. It because AC power can be transmitted in high voltage with consequent reduced transmission cost. Okay, therefore it is possible to install the plant away from the load center provided other conditions are favorable. Okay, it means if it is all the points, it will be not covering the compromising between the one and other. The site selection of for thermal power plant can be done. Okay. Next one is the distance from populated area, because a huge amount of coal is burned, steam power station, therefore smoke and fumes pollute the surrounding area. Okay. So what it is here, this is the necessity that the plant should be located at considerable distance from the populated areas. This is the general arrangement of steam plant. One more thing I would like to tell you here, this is little elaborated block diagram. This is according to your syllabus, textbook is reference is given, Chakrabarti, okay, power system engineering, Chakrabarti. So this is the figure. I suggest you have to practice this figure. Okay, this you have to practice it. The same figure here, but little the terms are elaborated so that it is easy to understand. Hence, I will explain this. Afterwards, you can compare with the Chakrabarti's block diagram, I mean layout diagram. Okay, which Chakrabarti textbook, it is prescribed book, so that we have to go through that one only. Here, some of the economizers and boiler and superheaters, it will be shown here clearly, so that explanation will be clearly I can explain with help of this block diagram. Hence I am explaining. After that you have to go through this block diagram and analyze it. Okay, fine. Let us begin with explanation. coal storage, coal handling plants. Okay. So coal storage. So here what it is there, the first coal it will be uh, transported to the power station by road or rail and is stored in the coal storage plant. It will be stored in the coal storage plant. Okay, storage of coal is primarily a matter of protection against coal strikes, failure of transportation system, and general coal shortages. Okay, so hence the coal is stored here. Next, what they will do, the coal handling plant. Coal is delivered to the coal handling plant where it is pulverized. That is, it will be crushed into a small pieces. Means the size of the coal, if it is bigger one, so that it will be crushed and it will be made in small pieces. Okay, the process, the term it is called pulverized. I will write here. Yes. Okay, pulverized. So what they will do here, crushed into small pieces in order to increase its surface exposure. Means the coal surface it will be making exposure. Why it is means it promoting the rapid combustion without using large quantity of excess air. It means what, the coal it will be combustion it will be takes with a minimum air. It will not take much more air, means it's excess air. The pulverized coal is fed to the boiler by belt conveyors. Then coal is burnt in the boiler and the ash is produced after the complete combustion of coal is removed to the ash handling plant. Okay. Here, after burning the coal, the ash handling plant, ash it will be taken out, okay, and then it will be stored and finally it will be disposed. Okay, the removal of the ash from the boiler furnace is necessary for proper burning of coal. This is also very important. We have to remove the ash from the boiler furnace. Why it is necessary? Because proper burning of coal. I hope these points are clear. Next, coming to the boiler. Okay. I will define here boiler. The heat combustion of coal in the boiler is utilized to convert water into steam. Function of boiler is here is converts water into steam at high temperature and pressure. The flue gases from the boiler makes their journey through superheater, economizer, and next one is air preheater, and are finally exerted to atmosphere through the chimney. Here you can see. Okay, the flue gases take the journey through superheater, economizer, air preheater, and it will be goes to the chimney and finally it will be comes to the atmosphere through this chimney. Okay. Now, what is the function of superheater? The steam produced in the boiler is wet and is passed through a superheater where it is dried and superheated. Here, what it will be happens, the steam which it will be produced by this boiler, which it will be wet, hence the superheater it will be get heated up the steam. Okay, where it is dried and superheated. And also the temperature of steam is increased above that of boiling point of water. By the flue gases on their way to chimney, superheating provides two principal benefits. Firstly, the overall efficiency is increased. Secondly, too much condensation in the last stage of turbine, which would cause blade corrosion, is avoided. Okay, if the steam is wet, the possibility of corrosion, blade corrosion, it will be occurs. Okay, that also will be avoided. Next one is economizer. Economizer. The flue gas is also passes through the economizer. An economizer is essentially a feed water heater and derives heat from the flue gases. It takes the heat from the flue gases for this purpose. Okay, the feed water is fed to the economizer before supplying to the boiler. Means the water it will be taken from the river. So water which it will be taken from here river, okay, and that water it will be passes through the economizer. Okay, so before feeding to the boiler, what it will be happens, the water it will be get heated up with help of this flue gases, right? And that water, heated water, it will be given to boiler. So here I conclude the economizer is extract a part of heat of flue gases to increase the feed water temperature. Okay, feed water temperature. Before feeding to the boiler, the water will be get heated up. The flue gases somehow we have to exist to the through chimney to outside, but what we are doing, we are utilizing these flue gases for our superheater, to heat the superheat the steam, and economizer where the water it will be get heated up before feeding to the boiler. And next, the flue gases journey will be continue through air preheater. An air preheater increases the temperature of the air supplied for coal burning by deriving the heat from the flue gases. Here also it will be deriving from the flue gases. Here air forced draft fan are used, and it will be here the air will be passes through this air preheater, and what it will be happens, hot air it will becomes and it will be given to boiler. Okay, the air preheater extract heat from the flue gases and increase the temperature of air used for coal combustion. The principal benefits of preheating the air are increased thermal efficiency and increased steam capacity per square meter of boiler surface. Okay, so if you are giving the hot air instead of cold, what it will be happens, the thermal efficiency will be increased. Next, it will be goes, the flue gases it will be goes out to atmosphere. Clear? I hope it is clear. Now, next part here I will explain. The steam it will be given to wall and turbine. Okay, steam turbine. Okay, the dry and superheated steam from the superheater is fed to the steam turbine through main wall. Through main wall it is fed. The heat energy of steam when passing over the blades of turbine is converted into mechanical energy. After giving heat energy to the turbine, the steam is exhausted to the condenser. Here it will be goes to the condenser where it will be condensed, and which condenses the exhaust steam by means of cold water circulation. Okay. And next it will be, if the shortage of water is there, then the same condensed water can be recycled to the, again it will be feeding to using the feed water pump and feed water heater, then it will be goes to the economizer and comes to the boiler. Okay, now next what it will be happens, this part I will explain. After turbine, when steam will be reaches to this turbine, what it will be happens, turbine develops the mechanical power, right? So this mechanical power, just a moment, okay, this mechanical power which it will be coupled to the alternator. Okay, alternator what it will be does, okay, the steam turbine is coupled to an alternator. The alternator converts mechanical energy of turbine into electrical energy. Okay, the electrical output from the alternator is delivered to the bus bars through transformer, circuit breakers and isolators. Here through alternator, finally it will be reaches to the bus bars. and here it is condense. Okay, this part I will explain now. The water, it will be taken from water treatment chamber, then it will be goes to the feed water heater, then economizer, and it will be goes to the boiler. Okay, and here what it is there, exhaust steam, it will becomes to the condense and cooling towers they will use and recycle this water to the, after condensing the water, that it will be given to boiler. Okay, this is a complete explanation. I hope every each and everything I explained. Anything is else? Nothing. Okay. Some here induced draft fan and forced draft fan is nothing but they are taking the air, forced air, and it will be passing through air preheaters, and then it will be hot air. It will be given to the boiler for combustion of coal. Okay. This is a figure. If you are looking to this figure, yes, comparing ash storage and disposal. One, it is main ash handling, then boiler and economizer here only it is shown, where earlier what it is there, it will be flue gases, it will be passing through all, clearly it is shown. Here in this one block only it is made boiler and economizer. Okay, and next it will be goes to the air heater, then chimney. Okay, and here also superheated steam, that it will be given to the turbine. Turbine is coupled to the alternator. Alternator is next step of transformers and circuit breakers and bus bars. Okay, the figure is same what it is there, but the representation is little bit different. Okay, the symbolical they are used different. Okay, and two blocks are merged here, boiler and economizer. There it will be shown clearly. Okay. This is the explanation already I have covered. Okay, with this I conclude this session. Okay, thank you.